What's going on, guys? I'm gonna shoot this in 1080p. I don't know what the fucking P stands for. I don't know. But shit, I might go missing for a few days. See that chick? But anyway, here's what I gotta say. Internet's a strange place, right? I don't know why people do some of the stuff they do, but see, some people might have seen stuff that was said on Flex's chat earlier, right? Where I said, I had knew about it, I had said something. So I guess I need to explain that, because a lot of people might be saying, why didn't you call? Why didn't you say something if you knew this? Why didn't you say this? Well, I guarantee you a ton of people, well, now we know what the fuck we're at. I'm going to hit this button, hit that button, hit that button. We're going to hit that button. We'll go to Meyer. Well, we get that way, we know where we're going. Get back to the story. Hector, fuck you. Chill out. I got to do this. Did you see that squirrel? Yeah, I heard you, motherfucker. Anyway, a lot of people probably knew that it was, there's a lot to this story. It didn't make sense. When I first heard it that night was the same time Flex had heard it, because, everybody, that's why people don't say nothing when they find out stuff. Look how Flex was fucking attacked over nothing. The selective outrage, like I said, they went at him, how he was bad, and sit there and talked about him and chatted for an hour. That's what you call trauma bonding. There's like people on 9/11, there's several people that they will say shit to get attention, but then people bond over it. And if you call any of it out, until it's officially confirmed to be bullshit, you're an asshole if you say anything. So like I said, Flex was attacked. There was people going to him left and right saying how terrible he was, that he would make a joke even though he had no fucking idea. And like I said, this is like the third time at least that I know Serb has been missing for a little while. It's usually like, it's always Dog. He'll come in there and be like, hey, y'all seen Serb? I ain't seen him. Oh yeah, well, I hope he's all right. It's always Serb alerting it. Dog alerting it to it. But if we would have said anything like, see what happened when they mentioned first it was the private group or whatever, they're gonna they hired a private group to look for him, which, hell, that makes sense. It's extra people, but why in the fuck wouldn't you use the Coast Guard? All the equipment they have, that's what they're trained to do. Plus, if it's like an accident or any foul play suspect, and you don't report someone missing to the authority, hell, that's a crime. You can get in trouble for that. If it's somebody's like on drugs or something like that and they go missing, still people, you're supposed to report it. But what I'm saying is, even if you hire a private, company to investigate that company knows the law. So if you're like, hey, this guy went out and he's supposed to be moving boats and we ain't seen him, they're going to contact the authorities and they're going to tell you to do it, because hell, they'll get in trouble. They can't be like, oh, we'll look for him, no problem. If he was just like, they thought he was out like cheating on his wife, if they thought something like that, that might be a different story. But when you literally say he was moving, he was supposed to be home, and he didn't show up, and now he's gone forever. But if we would have called any of that, but when they send the Coast Guard part, when they said like the Coast Guard's involved, they spotted his vessel here and there, because according, I don't even know the story. I've not been in Hector's today. Hopefully he don't private it so I can look at it later. But I heard something about he had swam to an island and he's just a little dehydrated after 7 or 8 days on an island. I don't know. Some of you guys will believe fucking anything. Point of it is, see, Coast Guard is a government agency. Every bit of the information is public record. You can FOIA request any of it. And their searches, of course, they're not going to try to hide the searches like, why would they? They're looking for the person. It ain't like they're going to be like, don't tell no one we're looking for this guy. If you see him, it's like, what's he look like? Can't tell you. They tell you. There's an actual goddamn list. Go there now. There's several of them. There's people still missing from like the damn 90s. But and it's still on there, but they go up at 24 to 48. It's according to situation, but within 48 hours, it's on that fucking list. So, and if vessels would have seen him and seen his, spotted his boat, they're still looking in that area. See, if they do spot him, they're supposed to maintain, they're supposed to stay with the boat. Even you take tankers, right, or like cargo ships. Go on the internet right now, search it. You got several times. Like there's a vessel, it's on the, or even if it's happened that day, something happens, they see it, they're in distress. They send out like a lifeboat over there, they get them, bring them back on the ship till the Coast Guard gets there, they get whatever. No one's going to see like, oh, there's that guy's missing. We'll call him later and tell him we seen him. What the fuck? But now, like, the story's like, I mean, did he wreck 3 times? Because, you know, they said the boat was spotted here, here, here. Then it was spotted on the Bahamas, you know, in the Bahamas. So, I don't know. Maybe he was swimming. Maybe he just, I don't know. But point of it is, y'all, none of this, if anybody would have called it out, you guys would have been like, oh my God, how dare you? And this is the part about the IP address being the same, like Heidi said. Now, Heidi's, I think, you know, went to school with that. But I got to think about another thing, too. Now, Eric did say he met them. He met both of them. And the story about him meeting them, it's kind of funny because it's always Serb telling the story. And it's like, when Eric, he'll be like, yeah, Eric, you tell him about him taking that guy down in Walmart parking lot. First off, why the fuck is he taking the guy down in Walmart parking lot? That's weird. But anyway, I mean, Eric is live 24/7 pretty much, especially back then, right? So he meets 2 people and he just don't have no video or, I mean, whatever. But I mean, and I'm not saying Eric would lie whatsoever. I don't know Eric, I mean, you know, in real life, but I really don't think he would intentionally tell a misleading story. But the reason, another thing is too, UDM. I remember now, I heard Serb say something one day that UDM and Dog had done a catering order together. So that kind of made me think, like, wait a minute, whoa. So, you know, UDM ain't gonna fucking lie about it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if UDM has met Serb. You know, I don't know. See, there's so many fucking questions on that. Because, I mean, I've heard they look just alike. You know, there's been, like, Serb had one picture. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, Dog had one picture. Then all of a sudden, when it came out, it was like, the same thing with Serb. You know, like, you see him go in front of the car. So, you know, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I mean, anymore, you can't believe shit anybody says. But like I said, as soon as he started talking about that fucking Coast Guard shit, I was like, I got you. So I ain't gonna say who it was, and it's nobody from YouTube, I swear to God, or nobody y'all know. But I know somebody really well that has a few friends in the Coast Guard, but he's got a really good friend in the Coast Guard. And as soon as I heard the Coast Guard, I was like, oh, I mean, you know, and I thought it would be harder than that. I thought I was going to have to get insider information. The dude's like, nah, man, go to the website. Everything's public record. I was like, oh, fuck. Then he showed me the list. You know, he told us the list, and he's not on there. There's nobody on there. I mean, there's people on there, but it's not him. And it's not, you know, as of the last, there's none. Go look. I mean, don't say like, oh my God, Jay just making, go fucking look. Don't be stupid. Go to the website, look at the information. I mean, shit, I've got shit that I screenshotted almost, I guess it was about a week. No, it was probably, I think it was last Tuesday is when I really confirmed all this. Because like I said, last Monday when I heard all that shit, I was kind of like, oh man, you know, then I kind of got thinking about it. And I was like, wait a minute, you know, like I said, he's went missing a few times. But then I got to thinking like, well, you never know. That's why you don't lie about shit like that. Because you don't know whether to believe it or not. That's like I was saying about them trauma bonding people. 9/11, there's this lady. She literally made it to a president of some kind of survivor group. They was going to the, like, when the 9/11 memorial thing went up, she was there. They were giving her like plaques and stuff. You know, she was the president of that. But she started telling her story, and you know, it just happened to be that a couple people, she had mentioned parts like she had seen on documentaries. She mentioned parts of those. But the people who was there, she's, you know, because of course if you're there, they're going to ask more detail than was on the documentary. So she just made up shit. Well, the people that was there, like, whoa, what the fuck? That ain't what happened. I was there. So at first, when people would call it out, they would get hammered. I'm talking about, this was a huge story. I mean, people would be like, oh my God, you're a troll. You're this fucking asshole. Why would you do this? But then when it comes out that, yeah, not only was she in the building, she wasn't in the fucking state, never been there. She didn't even fucking live there. She lived across the goddamn country. But didn't know nobody. I mean, all the stories was bullshit. All the stories. But, the people who call it out, even though they get attacked and all that shit, when it comes out it is bullshit, no one does come back and say, oh yeah, sorry man, we should have listened, we should have looked into that. I don't know, because like I said, there's a lot of people that I know. I've seen a lot of comments people has left in certain places, and you can tell they're leading comments. They're just, you know, they're calling out the bullshit without calling it out. I mean, that's like, what was it, Friday? It was Friday, I know it was Friday. That was like Friday. Dog said in, I believe it was Eric's. It could have been, it was Eric's. It was later. He's like, I'm going dark for 2 days. For one, what the fuck? You're going dark? Sounds like you're in a goddamn Call of Duty chat room or something. But I guess he found some light because he was back on there by Saturday. He went light. He went dark on Friday and light on Saturday, but he said 2 days. But maybe he was on a, I don't know. I'm just saying. And you know, I've also heard like people like, oh, there for a while, Dog would pop in a chat room, or, you know, a channel in the chat, and he'd be talking about everything else, not even mentioning, and somebody would ask, hey, what's going on about Serb? oh, we still not heard much. But then, they were like, oh my God, pray for the family. Then he would say shit like, yeah, the family's in high spirits. They know Serb. He was in the Navy. He can, dude, anybody who served in any branch of the military, I mean, you're the man, woman, whoever you are. I mean, you're heroes. You know what I'm saying? Battle or not, it doesn't matter. You signed the dotted line. You went in there knowing that could happen, and you served your country. You're heroes, no matter what. But it doesn't mean you're fucking smart. My oldest son, my middle kid, he's got a friend that's been in the Navy about 3 years now, maybe 4 years. No, that's about 3 years. Good kid. He really is, this kid. He's a good kid. But he's a fucking idiot. I mean, this kid's so stupid, he could get locked in fucking mire right there. He could get locked in mire overnight. It's a grocery store. This motherfucker could starve to death. He's a moron. But good kid. See, just because you're in the Navy and shit, I wouldn't serve like some kind of dog handler, so he wouldn't have been like much on, doing the ship stuff, So just because, like, if you're on a big aircraft carrier, and it takes several people to do that, right? Now, I also heard he's an outdoorsman, he's this, he's that, which I don't fucking know. But it doesn't matter if you're goddamn Bear Grylls. If you capsize, you get hurt. No matter what, if you get hurt, it don't matter how fucking good you are at something. No family's gonna be like, it's cool. That was 4 days later, like, the family's in high spirits. They're not overly concerned was the word, and I got screened. They're not overly concerned because they know he can take care of himself. Dude, it's not like he's fucking missing. If you all didn't, my dad was a logger back when I was a kid, right? And he all kinds of shit. He had a drywall company and everything, but he logged for a while, right? He knew the woods. When I was a kid, we were all over the fucking woods in Tennessee, all over that motherfucker. He knew the woods, but when he went out, say, logging one day, right? And if he went missing, even though I know he knows every inch of there, even if he did get lost somewhere, he would know to find his way out. I wouldn't be like 4 days later being like, fuck, he's fine. He knows the woods. Nah, there's a fucking reason, he didn't come out of them woods that day. Yeah, exactly. They know their way around. They can take care of themselves. So they'll know a way to either get back home or get word to somebody that something's not fucking right. Especially if you got a goddamn emergency radio. But, the only way, like, unless my dad was out fucking somebody. Dad, was you cheating on my motherfucker? I'm kidding, Dad. It's all right. My dad don't see this. He don't know how to fucking turn on a computer or a phone. But anyway, he never got lost in the woods, that I know of. But if he did, I would be, as I'm saying, anybody. It's like, okay, we're pulling into the mall here, right? What if somebody who worked in fucking J.C. Penney's over there, right? They didn't come home one day and they're like, we last seen them in J.C. Penney's. Like, they know the store. They're cool. No. It's something ain't right. If somebody doesn't, it don't matter how fucking good they are, don't matter how fucking smart they are. If it was a day or so, you'd be like, fuck, hope he's got shell. But if they're on a boat in the middle of the goddamn ocean and you got fuck is that Bob? I'm sorry, Hector, but I can't help it. What's up, Bob? How you been, buddy? Where the fuck you been, huh? You been? Oh shit! Coast Guard finds you too. And going anyway. We'll fuck with him later. There'll be a short there about this motherfucker. I'll get attacked in a minute. See, I do a lot for my subscribers. Not many people's gonna let a goose attack him and chase him to a goddamn parking lot. It's not that it's dangerous. It's fucking embarrassing running from a goose. But my point of it is, people need to start calling shit out. You need to stop believing every fucking little thing you hear. And if someone does, if somebody come in there and said something rude like, oh my God, you're fucking lying, right off the bat. But, simple questions like, hey, if the search, hey, we can, another thing, you got like 2 things. I gotta bring your ass into this, Cherry. 2 things. You got like Cherry, Eric, several people live in that, area, right? So when they were doing them search parties, if they were going on boats or anything, it would be a volunteer effort. So, of course, Dog would have put a thing in there saying, hey, if anybody wants to, they're going to go on boats, binoculars, you look, or, whatever, or whatever they're searching. Like, I got to tell him, Flex about a week ago. There was a man who went missing here. He had, I can't remember what was wrong with him, to be 100% honest, but I think it was Alzheimer's. But he had went missing in the winter. And they had a search party because, within it was on the news. God damn, is that bug in here? No, it's out there. That's a big ass bee. Jesus, Bob's sending in reinforcements. But anyway, he went missing, and he the next day they looked for him. Then they had a search party. Now I wasn't in the group. Me and my son went over, but they had found him. A group had found him, and he was deceased. But it was all over the news. It was everybody. If a person goes missing, it's fucking... See, Cherry the other day, it was last Thursday. I'll never forget it. Cherry's up there ranting about his usual bullshit. And somebody in the chat was... And something about Serb came up, and Cherry said this, and I quote, "Yeah, well, I'm not going to speak on the Serb situation because, you know, I don't know either way." What do you mean either way, Cherry? What do you mean either way? Are you doubting something? I think what it is, Cherry knows he's from there, and he's like, maybe a couple days in, he's like, oh, man, this is bullshit. And it's not what's being said. So, because Cherry would know he lives there. He'd be like, fuck. And I'm not doxing you, Cherry. No one, everybody knows you live in fucking Florida. I'm gonna go point this. Hey, don't hit Bob with that car, motherfucker. Hit Bob, your ass will go missing. Damn, what is that on the back of Bob? Is it his feather? That is dick. Damn, Bob, you hung like a horse. Anyway, what I'm saying, Cherry, I think, knew because there wasn't no newscast. There wasn't nobody, no search part. You know, there. Plus, like I said, anybody who's saying like, "Oh my God, you don't know," wait till you see what motherfuckers. Call the Coast Guard. Go to the website. It's open. All searches are there with pictures. But I ain't got time to fuck with this right now because I got serious issues. I gotta go fuck with this goose. Y'all have a good one. Hey, if you don't see me in about 2 hours, call the Coast Guard or the Army or something. These geese are fucking violent creatures. See, he's looking at me. He's looking. All right, later, guys. Stop believing. Oh, hey, Cherry, go fuck yourself. Hector, I ain't seen much of you. I didn't see anything about you today. I didn't see anything. I want to watch it later. Don't private it, you know, because you know. But I'm sure you can go fuck yourself too. Hey, Bobby, where the fuck you been? Did you get in trouble? Are you grounded? Did Cherry ground you for like staying after Roy left? I don't know. Oh fuck, Bobby's been missing for 2 days. Call the fucking Coast Guard.